Next question is from Eric Rabe. What is your favorite way to strengthen knee stability? I can squat conventionally in the 400s with great form and depth. I recently tried Bulgarian split squats and was shocked by how unstable my knees were and how low I had to bring the weight to maintain proper form.
Oh, so this is not what you think.
The great equalizer.
It's most likely to deal with the ankle or the hips.
That's
where the instability is at.
This is not what you think. So the reason why you feel it unstable in the knee. So first off, look at the knee anatomy, and really the knee doesn't rotate. The knee doesn't bend laterally. Yeah,
it's floating.
It flexes and extends, right? So and yeah, we can get deeper into the anatomy of the knee, but it just bends and it flexes and extends. That's it. You can't twist it. You can't bend it laterally. But what can twist and what can bend laterally? Well, the hips and the ankles. So when those are unable to stabilize in those directions, if your hips are having trouble or your ankles having trouble stabilizing twisting forces or lateral forces, then what you'll feel are the lateral ligaments or the meniscus of the knee, because now these ligaments are trying to prevent your knee from twisting in half or bending laterally. And so it's going to feel like knee
hard
instability.
To stabilize,
But it's not knee instability. It's hip and ankle for the most part. Now, you can have knee instability if you have imbalances in your quadriceps and your hamstrings and maybe your patella, which is your kneecap, is tracking improperly and all that stuff. But that's probably not what's happening based off this question. Squatting 400 pounds with great form and depth, then I go to a Bulgarian split stance squat. What's happening here? One leg is in front of the other, and I'm probably getting lots of lateral tension, right? My knee wants to go out one way or the other, or maybe rotating. Maybe even my hips are a little unbalanced, and so I'm feeling this twisting force on my knee, and my knee doesn't do that. So what's feeling the pressure? My meniscus, my lateral ligaments. Those are the things that I'm feeling, and it's going to feel unstable. It's not going to feel right.
Well, yeah, the simpler way to say this is that when you do Bulgarian split squat, the ankle and hip are challenged with stability. When you do it bilaterally, both feet on the ground, you have way more stability with both feet on the ground.
Especially if that's what you train on.
Right. So you're not challenged very much there. The minute you go into a split stance like that, now both are being challenged. Both ankle and stability and hip stability are being challenged. And this could be as simple as good priming movements before.
Yeah.
So if you actually prime those two areas really well, like the stuff that we have in Prime Pro, and then do maybe like a little bit of strength exercises for it, which you're going to get that by doing some priming
lateral
movements.
sled drags. Or sled drag's my favorite now.
This is what people don't realize. The body has these governings, like these checks and balances to be able to allow for more force production, more strength, and it won't allow for that if there's instability there that's glaring and it's obvious. It's going to reduce that substantially to keep you safe and manage you appropriately that way, because so if you're in a stable environment, you're going to be able to do a lot more weight and be able to overcome that, because your body will produce enough force to overcome that. But in that situation, you're not going to be able to do as much weight because it's already all those factors are moving against you.
I love though questions like this, because this is the part of training that I really enjoy.
Because for them intuitively it's their knee. Well, I feel it in my knee.
Yeah,
They have no idea it's hip and ankles.
Yeah, and here's the thing that happens, right? So where injury occurs is when people ignore this. The instability is there, but then they know they're really strong. They can squat 400 pounds. So doing 20-pound Bulgarian, that seems so sissy. So I'm going to load it,
right.
And they still load it instead because they know they have the strength in the quads and the glutes and the hams to drive more up than their body weight, and so they assume that they can just keep stacking on. But what they haven't addressed is the stability in the hips and the ankles, and now something's got to give. And your body's already trying to tell you, because it's all unstable and wobbly. It's trying to give you the signal like you don't have good hip and ankle stability.
Now get more stable and strong from doing those. Come back to your bi-loaded squat. Wow, like what a difference and how much more weight you can lift.
It's literally like if you've ever driven a car and tried to go as fast as the car will allow you, and then you hit the rev limiter. A lot of cars have a rev limiter. They can go faster than the manufacturer will allow you to. So you'll drive, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going fast. And then all of a sudden, the engine kind of shuts down. Your body's got rev limiters too.
Yep.
And one of the rev limiters is, and this is one of the main ones, is we're not going to let you lift more weight than we think is safe. And if you don't have stability, that's what your body's going to do. So you're not going to be able to lift as much on a Bulgarian because your body's rev limiters are kicking in way early. Now you go past it, like Adam said, injury. Now I hurt myself. And by the way, when I hurt myself, it's my knee. And so
Right.
it's going to continue to reinforce.
I have a bad knee.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's going to reinforce the idea that it's my knee. No, it's probably not your knee. It's probably the joints around the knee that can rotate, that can bend laterally, that don't have the strength to support you in those directions. So those ligaments were doing it, and those ligaments gave out, and now you got hurt.